Hello and welcome to Sunrise Perspectives by Teresa. I'm Teresa and I am so glad you joined me today. Today's topic is, what are you listening to? As a mom, I questioned my child on several occasions about the content of music or videos being listened to, recognizing that what we hear greatly affects our attitudes and behaviors. As an adult, I realized that words are extremely powerful. Words have the power to speak life and hope. Words also have the power to deplete us and to make us feel hopeless. There's good news, however, because we can choose what or who we listen to. Let me give you a couple of examples. The first is a personal experience with running. A few years back, I had the opportunity to mentor a group of individuals from a couch to a 5K program. Knowing that I would also be running with them, I put in the time and the effort to run a strong race. After the race, I was surprised to learn that I had placed first for women in my age group. This was all well and good and made me super happy. The following year, however, I put in less effort. It was a year of solo practice where I didn't even run a couch to 5K program. But a few of the individuals from the year prior wanted to attend the race. I'm always up for running a 5K. After all, I love adding to my t-shirt collection. This year, as the gun goes off to start this race, I notice I'm not as strong as the year prior. Not putting in the training, I struggled. I struggled to breathe, and I struggled to motivate myself. I knew I needed to find that motivation quickly. Just in time, I spotted a strong female runner. I decided to keep just a few steps behind her. As I ran, I was admiring her. She was strong, fit, and seemed to run with ease. As the race progressed, we went up a hill. When descending, I noticed that she kept the same pace. I will always take advantage of a hill and let that momentum sweep me away. As I did, I ended up passing my female motivator. The motivation was inside me all along. As I was nearing the finish line, my paparazzi of one, my daughter, was on the sideline taking my picture. Of course, I had to model for the camera. As I did so, my female motivator caught up to me. We were now running side by side. I turned to my right and I asked her, "Do you want to finish together?" No response. Not even a glance in my direction. You know what comes next. I ran that last section of the race as fast as I could. I pulled out every ounce of self-motivation I could muster, and I finished that race 4 seconds ahead of her. As I finished and turned around to see her finish, I witnessed her pulling her earbuds out of her ears. She never even heard me. The kicker is, I ended up taking first place for women in my age group, and she was the same age. What was she listening to? Sometimes we get so distracted by the things happening in our heads that we miss the important things around us. Not to say that what she was doing was wrong. She was in her own moment, and for a runner, that's a great place to be. This story shows that sometimes what we don't hear can also affect us. This personal story brings me to a famous old fable about a group of frogs. This fable was made into a children's book in 2003 and written by Chris Warnell. In this story, a group of frogs live wild and free in the forest. They decide to leave the pond and explore the forest. In their adventures, 2 of them fall into a deep hole. They begin to jump and jump, trying to get out. The frogs, looking down on them, saw how deep this hole was. They started telling them that it was too deep and they'd never be able to jump out. It was over for them. They should just give up. After losing energy from so much jumping, one of the frogs concedes. He crawls under a ledge and dies. The other frog continues to look up and sees all his frog buddies standing there yelling at him. Well, this motivates him to continue jumping. The more they yell to give up, the harder he would jump. Finally, he was able to clear the ledge and jump right out. Astonished at this incredible feat, the group of frogs approached the other and said, "How did you do it? How did you jump out?" The frog turned to them and told him, "Well, I was able to do it because of your encouragement. But we were telling you to give up and that you would surely die down there." That is when they realized the frog was deaf. This is another great example of what and who we listen to matters. Words have the power to bring both life and death. I leave you with this. What you are listening to is fundamental. Ask yourself, is this life-giving? If so, listen carefully. If not, stop listening. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you find this information useful. If you like it, please hit the like button, and I really would appreciate it if you would share. Bye.